If you guys hear anything in the background, that's Blake. That's my new pup, Blake. He's right behind me in his crate right here. He's making his
I had
podcast
to.
debut. Do you guys want to say hi to him?
Yes.
Oh my
gosh.
Oh,
Arian, don't say a word. Let
that's
us have this.
That's a floofer.
He's so.
It's my best friend Blake. He's doing a podcast. He doesn't have headphones in because Arian's probably saying
Oh.
mean things about him. Yeah, it's a microphone. All right, welcome back to Nanodosing. That's right. It is Tuesday. It's July 25th. We're back. We got Big Team Billy in the studio. Arian's here. The M&Ms behind the computers. I'm here. I'm in Chicago. I'm excited to be back. Big stuff coming over the course of the next couple of weeks, which I'm very, very excited about. We're going to do a Q&A Nanodose today. So it's going to be your voicemails, and it's going to be just a voicemail episode. We're going to, again, try to keep the nanodosing short on a Monday. All right, we're back. Billy's getting the signs in the studio set up right now, and he's going to hop on the mic in a second. But again, today is going to be a Q&A episode. It's going to be all your voicemails. We're going to power through a bunch of them. And we're talking about some of the news that just hit right now. So we'll do some of this real quick. But Mbappe, you'll remember him. He's only 18 years old. He's the best soccer player in the world.
He's 18?
No, he was 18 a few years ago when he became really, really big.
Oh, I was
At the 2018 World Cup, they kept saying, like, this guy's 18, he's 18, he's 18. Now he's, what, 24 or whatever?
22?
That's still crazy. That's wild.
23? Yeah, it's crazy. The guy he's awesome. He's a great French soccer player. He plays for Paris Saint-Germain, and he has just been hit with a $1 billion deal. $250 million to PSG for the transfer fee, and then he's going to go play in Saudi Arabia apparently for $750 million
For a year.
Pretty good per year.
I thought it was a 1-year deal.
Yeah, it is. His contract's up after next year, so
Wait.
they're getting him for 1 year for about $750.
He's probably the best soccer player in the world right now.
He's top 3 for sure.
Yeah, I mean he's the greatest of all time.
Oh, Messi ain't one of them.
But he's not he's not the best right now. Who would you say? Who's your top 3?
I mean, Haaland has the best numbers, but he's probably not, like, Mbappe is a better technical player than him. I would say Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in the world, but I mean, like, Mbappe's definitely 1 or 2, maybe 3, but yes, he's a great player.
So $750 million. My question is, why doesn't the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia just buy PSG?
Well, it costs you a lot more than that.
How much more do you think? How much do you think that club's worth?
Let's check it out.
I mean, if
What's
the
the
Charlotte
deal?
Hornets are worth $3 billion, PSG's probably worth 6, 7.
What did you
8.
say the dude name is that's the best player in the world, Big T?
Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah, I'm looking at him. I haven't heard of him.
Bruyne.
So the reason why he doesn't buy PSG is, I forgot this. My bad. The Emir of Qatar owns PSG. So the Emir is probably not going to sell to Saudi Arabia because
That's right. They are oil.
they're in a big dick measuring contest right now.
But we started recording because we were talking about this off the air, and I said, so they had Live, which by their measure was successful. Now the Saudi Soccer League is going to have real world-class talent. They've got Mbappe, Benzema, they got N'Golo Kante.
Did they have an end game with Live though? I don't know enough about it. Just
I don't know.
Like, did they have an end game?
They
Yeah, 'cause,
merged,
I think
right?
yeah, I think they accomplished their end game, which was they got a merger done with the PGA Tour. So now Live has their golf representative, their Saudi golf representative, on the board of the PGA Tour, and they control a certain amount of it. So they're going to be able to do more events with Saudi money, more events maybe in Saudi Arabia. They have a seat at the table.
Okay. Yeah.
But I said that to say, so now they're getting European team sport athletes to go play actually in Saudi Arabia, which Live players didn't have to do. So I was like, could they do this with, say, basketball, where if you got if you got 10 of the 20 best players in the NBA, like the NBA would suffer dramatically. And so, but I said, I think you would have a harder time getting American team sport athletes to actually go play in Saudi Arabia as opposed to live where they were just playing in Florida and it was backed by the Saudis.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. They just be playing regular. I thought they did play tournaments over there.
I think there may have been one or two, but the majority of them were just at courses here.
Oh man, that was such a no-brainer. Drake dropped the ball. All them cats dropped the ball on that one. Holy shit.
I think they probably could. Big T, I think the way that they would do it would be they would try to get some like second tier talent and overpay them like insane amounts of money to go play in Saudi Arabia. They get enough second tier talent that all decide, yeah, it's okay to go over there and play. And then you can pick off one superstar, and then one superstar goes, and then the next one will fall. So I think it would probably go for like, I don't know, like who are the best number twos in the NBA right now?
Clay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a really notable guy who like if they got
Carmelo Anthony.
Well, he's retired.
Yeah,
He's
but
retired.
he'd come out for.
But that's like when the MLS would get Wayne Rooney and stuff. Like if they got like a Damian Lillard to go to Saudi Arabia, I think that would dramatically impact like the NBA as a whole.
How much do you think
do that to the NBA? I don't think they could do it with the NFL, but I think they could do it with the NBA.
I think basketball is the sport that it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they paid Dame Lillard like $1 billion for 3 years.
I mean, you gotta go.
You gotta go. I know you want to play in Miami. I know he said it's Miami or nothing else. But if Saudi Arabia is like $333 million a year, you have to listen.
What are the strip clubs like in Saudi Arabia?
Not good.
So no James Harden.
No James Harden. Because he'd go for it.
They would, you know what? Saudi Arabia would build a city of nothing but strip clubs if it meant that they could get James Harden to play over there.
With $330 million, you could literally do that.
Yeah, I think James would listen.
They make like a new bubble, but it's just strip clubs, basketball arenas, and like sports facilities.
Yeah, they should rebuild Sodom and Gomorrah.
That would be fire.
James Harden playing for like the Sodom Salamanders.
I'll tell you what.
Sodom Sharks.
I will absolutely go. I will absolutely go. I will buy courtside tickets. I'm going to a game to Sodom and Gomorrah. Absolutely.
They have like naked go-go dancers all over the arena.
Yeah.
It's like the Washington Generals and the Harlem Globetrotters, but it's just the Sodom versus Gomorrah every night.
Yeah. The rivalry is back on. No love lost.
Sodom versus Gomorrah.
Throughout the arrest records when Sodom and Gomorrah get together.
Throw out the Old Testament.
Yeah. It could happen. I don't know. I don't see it happening with the NFL. There's just too many players that you'd have to get to go over there, and there's only so much bad football that we would tolerate watching.
But also, it's harder to, concoct a team out of nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and so, like the league would be harder to, spur out of nothing because football is like made of so many people. There's so many injuries. There's teams that you have to start with like a certain amount of teams for even to be interesting. Because if there's like a four team league, it's not that intriguing, right? And I think football is embedded in the culture a little more than any other sport here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we don't watch NFL Europe when it was happening. We don't really watch the CFL in America. We don't watch. We watch some XFL. We don't watch the USFL. We didn't watch the AAF or whatever that was called. We will tolerate watching bad football if it's underneath the brand of university that people have an attachment with already. Right? We'll watch bad college football all day long.
I've done that for quite some time.
If they were smart, what they would do, if this is what they wanted to do anyway, they would just start dipping into the NIL shit. Right?
So
they just start overpaying cats for NIL, and that would change the entire culture, the entire thing. And then you have a legit opportunity. Then you have like a Saudi draft instead of the NFL draft. Then now we talking.
Yeah.
Now we talking.
Yeah, like get kids right out of high school. Some of the best players in the country, 5-star recruits.
Give them 80 million.
No rule against that, right?
Nope.
You know what's? I mean, they could buy the XFL and just relocate it. I mean, they're
They
the
just
way
create
the
their own league. I don't think they have to.
yeah, but the way the
just
XFL
create
is
it.
set up, it is a very one location based. Like all the teams practice in one city. Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah, they practice in Arlington, Texas, but then they play their home games in the United States in different cities.
Yeah, I mean, they could easily make Arlington, Texas, another oil town, right? And
So wait,
just
so
move it-
they build like outside Riyadh somewhere. They build
Yeah.
the new Arlington, Texas.
yeah.
Teams practice there during the week, and then they fly halfway around the world every weekend
Yes.
to play their games.
or they just
I don't know
play
if
them,
I don't know if people would be.
or they just play them in Saudi Arabia. and
That's the
broadcast
thing is
them.
like, would players want to go live in Saudi Arabia for an XFL salary? Or I guess they could increase
or
the.
they're going to increase the
wouldn't be an
salary. That would be
XFL
the whole
salary.
point.
But
I would
okay, so I
absolutely
don't,
go live in Saudi Arabia.
I'm not trying to shit on your idea, Billy, but the reason why people watch the XFL is because there is like a loose attachment to your hometown.
Right, I know, but if they wanted to take it,
Yeah,
they
you just
could.
shit on his idea.
Sorry for shitting on your idea.
When you
No,
brought
it's-
up college, I have my answer. But if there was one school that you had to say would reach out to the Saudis and be like, listen, we'll sell our soul if you'll give us $100 million a year to just dole out to kids, which isn't technically happening. It's
Yep.
under, but if a school's collective were to pay for the NIL rights to kids, what school would do it? Because I have my answer for sure.
There's two. Miami.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Miami would definitely do it. Miami is so desperate to get back. They'll take money from anything. I mean, the reason why they were big in the 90s, early 2000s, there was a lot of shady ass money coming in from South Florida. They're not opposed to taking dirty money.
For
Let's
sure.
rebrand it. Let's rebrand it. It wasn't shady. They were just paying kids they work for.
No, I'm not saying like the act of
The
paying kids,
people
'cause-
who were giving them the money.
yes, the money was from questionable operations, questionable business operations.
Gotcha.
So I would say University of Miami would be one,
I got one.
and then Texas.
Yeah, I think they would too.
See, I don't think
I got-
Texas needs to.
I
They
got
might
two.
not need to, but they would probably. It would be like a super infusion of
Yeah.
cash.
I honestly, I think the majority of D1 schools would, but the couple that stand out to me was Miami, 1,000%. Another one would be USC. Would absolutely do that shit. I think another one, a sneaky one, would be Penn State. Penn State would do it. I
Not
think
a
they
lot of
would.
moral high ground up there.
What were you thinking, Big T?
Mine was an SEC school. I think y'all missed, and maybe I think you need to. I mean, Arian played in the SEC. You need to be ingrained in the SEC culture to know what these people are willing to do, and that's Auburn. Auburn
Yeah.
would call the Saudis tomorrow and be like, "Listen, we just got Coach Freeze on board. Great man, of upstanding character. We're gonna really turn this thing into a winner, and we think you guys could be a great asset in helping that."
Like, yeah, you're probably right. Hugh Freeze would definitely be. He would pick up the call from the Saudis. He's picked up sketchier calls in his life before.
For sure.
He'd be
Made
fine
them.
with that. Yeah, and then so he goes from
Clemson
Liberty
would-
University to also now taking Saudi money. He's just doing a giant fellowship.
Arian, that's right. Also, Clemson would for sure. They're a cult.
Clemson would, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dabo would double deal and say how he's not doing it or some shit.
Yep.
double.
Yeah,
I don't think that could happen though.
It should if they want to take over football. I think that's the way they do it, and they could do college easy.
Yeah.
I think I think the easiest target would be Miami.
Yeah.
If you promise Miami, here's $200 million to use in NIL for your next recruiting class.
Yeah.
So for probably, let's say you gave everybody for like $100 million in one recruiting class, you could probably get the top 150 players, like all of them.
Yeah,
Well, I don't even know what I'm saying. You can only get 25. So for if you wanted to get the top 25 players in the country, it would probably cost you
25 mil.
More than that. I mean, those top guys are commanding more, but let's say 50. So for $50 million, you can get the top 25 players in the country. If you got 1 through 25, that would, I mean, I'm not going to say guarantee, but you would be well on your way to almost being guaranteed a national title sometime in the next 3 years.
At some point, yeah. Miami gets they do the turnover kafia with the red checkerboard that you put on after you get an interception.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
I'm a fan of seeing Miami back, though. College football was fun when Miami was running that shit.
It was, yeah. We were talking to Greg Olson a couple weeks ago about that 2001 Miami team, that roster, and just how unbelievable it was. Where if you took the names that were on that roster and then you gave them like the peak of their ability in the NFL, that team could probably contend for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He told us, he was like, here's how good that team was. You had Kellen Winslow and Sean Taylor on kick return coverage because they weren't good enough to get on the field on defense or offense.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Willis McGahee was a backup fullback because he was behind Frank Gore and Clinton Portis.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The
Crazy assembly of talent on that team.
Their quarterback wasn't that. It's like what, Glenn Dorsey or what's his name?
Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey. There you go.
Yeah.
He was all right. I think he was the weak link on the team.
He was a game manager.
Yeah.
If you guys hear anything in the background, that's Blake. That's my new pup, Blake. He's right behind me in his crate right here.
Couldn't not mention it. I just had to.
He's making his podcast debut.
That's some pick me shit, isn't it?
Yeah. He gives off. He's a tryhard. Do you guys want to say hi to him?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold him up real quick.
God.
Oh my God, was that?
What's wrong with this? This is
That was
weird.
me.
Oh, it was everybody. It was collective.
I thought that was the dog.
Wait,
No,
what-
that was me screeching.
What noise was that?
My voice.
Oh,
Excited. I'm
Oh.
excited for the dog.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to meet him.
Oh my God!
Gosh.
Oh,
Arian, don't say a word. Let
that's
us have this.
That's a floofer.
He's so.
It's my best friend Blake. He's doing a podcast. He doesn't have headphones in because Arian's probably saying
Oh.
mean things about him. Yeah,
It's
it's a
just
microphone.
it's so disrespectful to your actual best friend. You just met this nigga like 2 days ago. That's fucked up.
How are his vibes?
I don't know if PFT can hear us right now.
Oh,
guys.
he's just waiting.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Oh Jesus.
He looks like he's got a little German Shepherd in him.
He looks like Baby Leroy.
Yeah. PFT can't hear us.
No, yeah. I
No.
think you took
But
us
for those at home, Blake,
Watch on the YouTube.
yeah, go
Yeah.
to YouTube and subscribe on
Exclusive.
YouTube. And I won't describe how cute of a puppy it is, so you go to the YouTube and see for yourself.
How do you do?
Great. He looks like he's got a little
He's a
German
natural.
Shepherd in him.
I think he's got. It might be Anatolian Shepherd,
Oh, livestock dog.
livestock dog. He's Great Pyrenees, Anatolian Shepherd, maybe Saint Bernard, maybe a little Mastiff in there. I don't know.
How you know he your best friend? You just met him like 2 days ago. Like, how
He
you,
follows me everywhere and he loves me and he snuggles with me and he won't take his eyes off me.
that follows you everywhere is like you're the food source. You're the only food source.
We've been
I'm
over
the
this.
affection
No.
source.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a hater.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you are a
on your-
hater. I feel bad for
congratulations-
you, Arian.
Congratulations on your new kidnapping. I'm happy that you have fucking stole a living creature from his mother. I'm
I did not steal a living creature from his mother. His mother and father gave birth in some weird back town in Kentucky, and then he was abandoned along with his litter mates. And so some good people here in Illinois picked all their litter mates up because they didn't have a home, and then they just kind of hung on to them and bottle fed them and took them to the vet, gave them medicine, got them cleaned up, and now they need a home because there's an overpopulation crisis of dogs in this country, Arian, and they didn't have a home. And then I went out and I saved this motherfucker's life. Okay? Some people are calling me a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero. The dog is the hero. I saved the hero's life, which some people would say makes me a hero too, but I'm not saying that.
He might be the real hero because he might save you.
Yeah. Who rescued who?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, Arian.
fucking God.
He made my cold, broken heart love again, Arian.
Yo, so you say he's your best friend. You have best friends in your real life that this dog just cut in line And now all your real friends that have been there through your toughest times, they are gonna take a back seat to this mutt that just walked in because he shits all over himself and pees, and you're just fawning.
They
Arian-
understand.
Arian, I
They
don't think,
understand.
hopefully one day you feel the real what's the word? Like love that never falters that a dog gives you.
He does have kids, Billy.
Yeah. But like, no, but
a
like
dog,
one day,
though.
but one day, like your kid might like get pissed at you and like make like a dog will never disappoint you, just because it's just unrelenting love. Like no matter what, like you can show up late, they'll still love you. You can like,
So do my kids, man.
you can accent, yeah, but like one day, like your kid might disappoint you. Like a dog will just leave you too early.
Arian, you know, I mean, there's no way that you can ever replicate this feeling, but when I teach Blake something new and I see that he understands it and that he learns it, and that moment of him like, you know, gaining more knowledge about this world, that's something that can never be replicated in anything else.
How much have you taught him in 2 days?
I taught him sit. He's great at sit. I taught him
Let me
stay.
see. Let me see him. Let me see him sit.
I don't know how we're going to do that with this camera.
Put him on the couch and tell him to sit.
I mean, I don't want him. I'm going to keep him in his crate. He
Don't
needs
want
structure
don't
right
want your
now.
best friend on the couch, huh?
He's
You
allowed
got
on
him
the
locked
couch.
up?
He's in a
Yeah, he's
crate.
in a cage.
He likes
Don't
his
let him
crate.
know he's in a cage.
He's
He
crate
likes his
training.
crate. His crate is a safe place for him. He goes in there by himself all the time. Yeah. Anyways, having a dog is cool.
It just sounds like captivity, and like you're justifying it, and it's hilarious.
No, it's
No,
no. It's
Puppies need structure. They definitely need structure in their life.
Sound like a fucking slave owner. Dog.
puppies need structure.
The
He's
dogs
great.
yearn for the mines.
Oh man,
Hey.
it's funny, dog. You dog lovers are hilarious, man.
No, as he gets
It's a
older, he's
cult.
going to
It's an absolute
he's going to
cult.
get more freedom, and then he's going to be able to roam around the house as he sees fit. But guess what? He's going to choose to stay in my house. He's going to choose to sleep and cuddle on the couch with me and hop on the bed, even though he's probably not going to be allowed to hop on the bed. But I'm still going to let him because he's so cute. It's going to be great. It is the start of a beautiful, beautiful relationship.
Why is he not allowed to hop on the bed?
Because just trying to teach him appropriate places to where he's allowed to chew, where he has when he's in his crate, he has limited options of destructive things that he can do. Whereas at night, if he's on the bed, I fall asleep, he might wander around the room, might find a shoe on the ground. So the key is to making sure that they're set up for success, that I don't give them temptations where they're able to do something that's against the rules. So we don't have to get like it's more about the humans than it is about the dogs when it comes to raising a dog.
You know, man, I'm happy for you, man. You have a new companion in your life. I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do love him, and you're going to love him too.
Okay.
Yeah. you're gonna love him.
Okay.
One
PFT,
day,
you should
Aaron, you'll get a dog, and you'll
PFT.
understand.
You should.
I had a dog. I had a husky.
You probably just let it do whatever it wanted.
No,
Really?
he was absolutely. He was trained by the guy that I think we talked about this. He was trained by the dude that trains the Miami K9 for the police department in Miami. He's one of those. He has German command, so like I'll say Zeets, and he'll sit there until I tell him to move. He was great. He was an amazing dog. I had a lot of love for him. Every time I see him now, he comes up to me and wags his little tail and all that shit. But I don't love any other dog except for him.
All right.
So
Well,
you have
understand.
no love.
No, it's like I remember. Okay, so I remember one time. So it was with my shorty who I was with, right? So we got a dog together. And so one time, like we had to go out of town, and I was like, "Yo," I had my brother. I was like, "Yo, can you watch him?" He's like, "Yeah." And this was before we trained him. And so he used to just he had a problem with like if you open the door, he would just take off running, right? And so my brother calls us and he goes, "Yo, I don't know, man. Yoko, he left, man. He took off. And we can't find him. Can't find him anywhere." I was like, damn. But the shorty was like crying. She was like in tears, and she was like mad at me because I was like, "What are you gonna do? Like, this is a dog. Like, if he comes back, he comes back. If he don't, he don't. Like, it is what it is." I have no like emotional attachment like when it comes to like caring about the life of dogs in general. Like I appreciated it. It was fun to have them around every now and then, but for the most part, it was like a burden. But I don't know. I just don't get it. It's just not my thing. Dogs ain't my thing. I did have a fondness for him when I see him. He's happy to see me. That's cool. But like if he dies, I'm not gonna be like sad. I'm just like
What?
make it
You
die.
need to make yourself more emotionally vulnerable, Arian.
I am to humans. I've gone through massive amounts of therapy, and that's why I think it's weird that you niggas like dogs like that, but don't like you. Y'all niggas are step over human homeless niggas. But if a dog is alone on the street, y'all will have this big ass heart for him. That's where we differ. I like humans. Y'all niggas like dogs. It's weird.
I also
Whatever.
like humans.
I'm not saying you, but just in general, as a culture, as a society, we would much rather save a dog than a human. It's reflected in all our laws. It's reflected in everything.
No,
Like
well,
people live dog bowls outside of the restaurants, but if a homeless person comes up and asks for something to drink or eat, they'll say no.
there are more places though. If you look at the laws in New York City, for example, there's a right to shelter law, which means if you want to, you don't have to sleep on the street. Like you can go find somewhere to sleep. So there is the laws, at least in New York City, there are help for people who need it. So a lot of those people are choosing to sleep in those places.
That's insane that you would say shit like that.
I know.
It's actually insane that you.
I
Would
know
say
it's
shit
insane,
like that.
but like the
People
thing
are
is,
choosing to sleep on the street. I just,
it is a right to shelter in New York
all
City.
right, let's say I've been homeless for 20 years.
Okay.
I don't got access to high speed internet, and I'm not aware of the law that came out that says you have a right to shelter. Where am I gonna figure that out?
There's tons of homeless, like there's shelters where you can go sleep if you want to. But like
If your argument is
no, but the real problem is
our
they-
society is skewed towards taking care of homeless people, I think you're sorely mistaken, my brother.
I'm just saying there are like for example, the big reason why a lot of them don't go to shelter is because you can't like use drugs there. That's why I think we should start having safe injection sites in New York City, because people would actually go there and it would be safer and they might be able to get help there.
I'm gonna just let you live with that one, man.
But you're not for safe injection sites?
Of course, I think I was
I'm
the
pro.
first-
I'm pro.
I brought it up on this podcast, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think you're mischaracterizing homelessness, and you're mischaracterizing our caring for homeless people in this country. But it's not important. I don't want to dwell on it.
I've never been to a like the actual shelter part of a homeless shelter where people, sleep at night, things like that. But I've heard that it's not a very safe place.
That's what I got to do. I got to work on my delivery. You are great at that, PFC. You are great at that. You contend people's points with such care.
Well, I know what Billy's saying, and I think that there's a little bit of truth to the fact that a lot of people that are on the street, if they're dealing with drug addiction, they would rather be on the street at sometimes because that's where they can score. That's like their neighborhood that they're familiar with. They know the people that are around there. But it's not like going to a shelter is a really nice place to go visit for the night. It's a scary place. A lot of assaults happen there. A lot of robbery happens there. So you're around a lot of people that might take some of your shit, and you don't have a lot of shit to begin with. It might be easier to protect yourself and to protect your possessions on the street sometimes than it is going to a homeless shelter. So I do think that there's some truth. And then there are some people that want to stay on the street because it's like, okay, this is where I get my drugs. I'm comfortable here, whatever. There are also a lot of people that choose to stay on the street and chooses a weird choice here of words. I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but some people elect to stay on the street or don't go to a shelter because they're dealing with like severe mental health issues. And so, finding your way to a homeless shelter and getting processed in might not be as easy as just we might think that it is, where, okay, you know where it's located, just walk to it and go in, you got a bed, you got clean clothes, you got a shower. It's probably not that easy for somebody that's going through like severe mental distress.
No, I agree. I think the way you do that is masterful. It's very. I'm not even sure. I'm not being facetious. I actually envy that because I have a tendency to shut shit down, and you'll like walk people to your point in a very caring way, and I don't do that, and I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad to play the position of mediator here. I don't know if that's actually what Billy was getting at, but that's what sprung to mind when he was going through that.
You know, I agree 1,000%.
Whereas a dog can't get itself to a shelter. That's what I was more saying.
Dog can't check themselves in.
Yeah. Like they don't have thumbs.
Good point.
Yeah.
They have dew claws.
But
So
they're not
do you
opposable.
think somebody out in Silicon Valley right now is making an iPhone for dogs?
Eye collar?
Yeah, like something that they can train a dog to use.
Dude,
like
I mean,
in Congo when Amy the gorilla, bad gorilla, bad gorilla.
Well, have you
Go
seen
away.
these videos? Do you believe these videos of the dogs who have like, it's a pad laid out?
Yes.
There's like 25 buttons on it.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
the dog that had to be put on antidepressants because this lady, quote unquote, taught it how to talk, and it suddenly got depressed and had to
I
start
don't
taking
think
Prozac.
those are real.
Not real at all.
Like
Probably not real.
Like there was a woman who said she was sick and she was coughing a lot, and the dog went over and pressed "Mommy, worried," and I'm like, that just didn't happen. You know?
No, but so what a lot of it is that the dog would realize what buttons made the owner the most happy when they pressed it at that certain time. So like the first button it presses is hello, because it knows that button is the button to press when you first see the person, and that made them the most happy.
Like I believe a dog could learn one button, like to go outside. Like I push this
Yeah.
button, the human
Yeah.
comes and takes me out.
Or
Like
food.
I believe
The
that,
human comes and takes me.
but not like they don't know those words.
No, they're not self-aware. They're not a self-aware animal.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Like they don't like a dolphin or an orca, or it's just the same thing, or other primates like chimpanzee. They're not self-aware like those animals. They're just not. You could teach them like things like you said. Like he's not gonna recognize words, but he recognizes if I do this, this is the consequence of that. Like they're not like highly intelligent animals. And I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of backlash from like fucking dog lovers.
No,
but
no,
just
no.
don't at me. Just don't at me.
There's
Write
also-
it to your homeboy. Say Arian's a piece of shit for not liking dogs. I want to see that shit on my timeline, my nigga. I don't care.
You know what's funny is that like dogs have differing degrees of intelligence. So like my mom has a dog that is way smarter than my dog. My dog is very dumb when it comes to stuff like spatial awareness. So if you like put like a chair in a doorway, even though my dog could like squeeze through and walk through the doorway, it won't. Whereas my mom's dog will just easily slink by, or like a cat will slink by. But like some dogs just have really bad, like are pretty stupid, but that makes them easier to train. Whereas like my buddy's German Shepherd, my buddy and I got dogs at the same time. He got a German Shepherd that was just super intelligent, but the dog would just like knows how to break out of its cage, fuck shit up when it's not getting when it got left alone for too long, but like was harder to train because it was so intelligent. Whereas my dog was just like, oh,
I don't know. I
food
just don't
now.
think dogs are that intelligent. I just don't think they're that intelligent.
Like
Like define intelligence. You can.
Belgian Malinois are super intelligent. They
So
can.
what does that mean?
They're like the Navy SEAL dogs, attack dogs, but you can train them to do multiple things, like be a drug sniffing dog as well as an attack dog, as well as there's some other cool stuff they can do. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but they're like, for example, bird dogs, like dogs that know how to spot a bird and not attack it, but just point at it so that it flies.
But that's what I'm saying. There's no like. There's to me this doesn't denote like an intelligent species like there are out here. Like we should actually enjoy more. Like octopuses are
Yeah.
way more intelligent than dogs, orcas, like things that have culture. Other primates like those are intelligent animals. Like I think dogs, you could just train them to do the shit that you want them to do. They're just subservient species for survival. Their whole survival is to cater to humans.
So you might be more of a cat person.
I hate cats too. I don't.
Cats.
I don't like the idea of captivity. I think that's what it is more than anything. I don't like zoos. I don't like the idea of somebody taking an animal that's supposed to be outside and then putting them in your house for your pleasure at your leisure. It's weird. The whole idea is weird to me, and like we normalized it because it's a part of our culture, but I still find it very weird. Like it's probably not weird to you, Billy, for somebody to have a tiger or some shit like that, right? That'd be like, oh, that's cool.
No,
But for the majority, well, see,
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
agree.
No,
for the
because-
majority of people, tigers are it'd be weird to have a tiger.
No,
I think it's
the key
weird to have a
difference-
dog.
The key difference, I think, is domestication and the symbiosis between species. So
No,
for-
I'm
Yeah.
well aware of the history of dogs and wolves and all that shit. But what I'm saying is the way y'all niggas look at a wild animal, somebody having, that's how I look at dogs. I look at dogs like that's just weird to have an animal, to own, quote unquote, an animal. It's just wild. It's a wild concept to me that will never make sense.
but those animals wouldn't be able to survive in the wild without.
Could not care less.
So, if they weren't,
99.9% of species on this planet have died. Shit happens. I just don't
That's
care
probably-
about dogs. I don't care about dogs like y'all don't care about cows and chickens. That's how it. Y'all do not give a shit about cows and chickens.
no,
I do not give a shit about dogs. It's the same thing.
I care about cows.
Really? What'd you have
I
for
care
lunch?
about cows in that we have a symbiotic relationship with them.
Yeah, you eat them.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about them.
They
Yeah, go on about this symbiotic
no,
relationship.
the symbiotic. So cattle. Most of the cattle that is domesticated today came from the Auric, which was a wild bovine in Europe that stretched into.
You are tripping.
West
they fucking
Asia.
take knives to these niggas' necks and bleed them out upside down. You do not give a shit about
Right,
cows,
right,
B.
but-
What are you talking about?
But think about it. As the Auric has gone extinct, it's been hunted to extinction. The only surviving of its lineage are, meat and dairy cattle that we protect from predators, allow them to breed and continue as a species, and they get to spread their
kill
genetic
them.
code,
Yo,
but we just get to eat them
that's
and
I mean,
take their resources.
that spin zone is wild. To say that we protect cows from predators, it might be the most.
We do.
That's the craziest shit you said.
That's
To
the whole-
kill them, though.
That's the whole
We
idea
are the
behind
predators,
shepherd-
Billy.
Right,
Billy, we
but-
are the predators.
But we
What
let
do you
them
mean, dog?
exist. We let them exist without fear of predation because we protect them for a while. We then
This
eat
is the-
them.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the spin zone animal lovers. They put themselves in this weird
No,
justification.
Don't put
we
this
don't.
on
We
us.
don't
This is-
subscribe
no,
to
it's
that.
It's true. It's the same thing. If y'all, it's the same thing. If I was to tell y'all, like, let's say you had a purebred puppy and you didn't magically save this nigga from a horrendous thing, right? PFC, and they had a litter of puppies, right? And this mother just birthed a litter of puppies, and your homie was like, "Yo, I got a litter of puppies, man. You want to come get one?" And you go pick one out. You just kidnapped a child from a family. That's what you did. But you're gonna spin it in your head and say, no, we're gonna provide it a home or whatever. This is animal lovers. All animal. This is what y'all do. And the crazy thing, I'm gonna get it again. I'm gonna have all these people talking to me, you asshole, whatever. This is what all y'all do. And then you look at me like I'm crazy. I might love animals more than y'all because I leave them the fuck alone. I let them go to their natural habitats and I leave these niggas alone.
Aaron, what do you recommend that we do with a litter puppy? We just let them grow up together.
it's
as
not
a
my-
Put them in a
it's not
happy
sack,
family.
tie the sack,
It's not
put
my
rocks in it,
business. It's not
throw
my
it to the bottom
business.
of a
There's
pond. Is that what you
there's
want?
thousands upon thousands of puppies that die in the wild that y'all do not give a shit about. All the time. All the time.
Well, no, that's
there's
the idea
wild
about-
dogs in Africa. There's wild dogs in all over this world that y'all don't care about.
No, that's the idea behind adopting dogs is so that they don't die in the wild. Like this is a wild dog that was born in Kentucky.
So you're asking me what should we do with all these dogs that are being born? That's what you're asking.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just like you don't care about all these cows that are getting slaughtered every single day and these chickens that are getting beheaded. You don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
give
I
a
don't
shit.
really care about the cows.
I agree. Neither do I. I also don't care about dogs.
I think they
just
should be
extend it
treated-
to one more animal.
I think they should be treated ethically. I think that they should, when they're alive, I don't think that they should be tortured.
Because there's a way. So Muslims, they eat something called halal.
yeah.
Yeah, so you know about halal. Halal,
Yeah.
for people that don't know, halal it is an ethical way, quote unquote ethical way to curate your meat, and they don't slaughter them, they don't raise them in these slaughterhouses and stuff. They kill them. It's like, think of it like Avatar, when you kill it and you're appreciative of the meat that you eat. It's not just like a slaughterhouse, right? That's halal. If you gave a shit about the cows ethically, you would eat halal, but you don't.
I love halal meat.
I'm not saying that you haven't tried it, but you would always and only. I know Muslims who only eat halal because they care about the the ethical nature in which these animals are killed. But you don't. And
I
that's
don't care about them that much.
I'm not morally judging you. That's why I think maybe.
No, I agree. No, I started this out by
I
saying I don't really care about cows.
I agree.
I would like them to be treated ethically, but if they're not, like, I'm not going out of my way to make sure that every cow that I eat.
But
That's
the cows,
me. That's me with dogs,
happy.
though. That's me with dogs. I'm not going out of my way to do anything bad to dogs, but I'm also not going out of my way to make sure that these niggas live. I just don't care. I just don't care about dogs.
I think I said this once in the very beginning of this show, but like, dogs were with us shooting in the gym. Like, they've been like helping us for a long time. I think that's a different type of connection to other animals.
To you,
They've been helping humanity for a long time. They've kept large predators away from our campsites. Like, we owe them a lot.
I don't owe shit to no fucking
They
dog.
helped
Be what
us.
is you
They
smoking?
helped us be shepherds, protect the flock.
None of this is remotely giving me an inkling of giving a shit.
I do like the idea of Billy just saying, like, dogs were shooting with us in the gym.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cows weren't.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't. They weren't shooting with us in the gym.
Were we eating cows back then?
No, we were hunting their ancestors.
So we weren't eating them?
We were eating them, but we weren't raising them. We weren't
We
protecting
weren't,
them.
okay. I mean, by that logic, we weren't raising dogs now. We were
protecting them
raising their ancestors. Like, it's a silly argument. It's your spin zone, man. It's just it's you have to do it in order to justify your kidnappings. You have to.
My dog nappings.
Yeah, you have to. Honestly, I respect it. All you dog loving kidnapping motherfuckers out there, I respect it, man. Keep doing you and justify your evil. Do your thing.
All right, well, hang on. And this will be
Pry these puppies from their mother's paws.
Hang on.
Do it. Take them fresh
Hang
out
on.
the womb. Don't
So-
even let her lick them.
for you to say you don't care about dogs, that's fine. But then to say that it's evil to have dogs, like, okay, my parents have a little Chihuahua who's obsessed with blankets. He's always under a blanket. He's the most spoiled
I didn't
dog
say it was evil.
in the whole
Hold
world.
on.
If you take that little Chihuahua and put him out there in the wild,
Right.
he's going to be dead in a day. So they are protecting him, giving him the best life ever. He lives better than I do.
Okay.
And so how is that evil?
I never said it was evil to own a dog. But
You just
there
said
are
justify your evil.
there are certain instances if you was to kidnap a species from his mother. So as much as you guys are trying to convince me, here's the argument. As much as you guys are trying to convince me that having this relationship with a dog is loving and they love you and you love them back, and fine. You don't think that they had that same amount of love for their mother or their father or their siblings? That's an open-ended question.
I don't think they have the same amount of love for their siblings as, like, a human does.
Yeah,
for
I
their
would
siblings.
actually say no.
Okay.
I would actually say no.
So you're telling me
So, for example,
Dogs
Arian,
will-
you
hold on,
look to
let
the
me-
wild. Wait. You asked a loaded question.
okay?
It was
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you a loaded. I'm gonna give you a loaded
I
answer.
think so.
In the wild, nature is filled with examples of animals that do not care about their own children.
We're not talking
Filled
about dogs. We're talking about dogs.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's not crazy to say that a dog does not have the same affection towards their siblings as they would for the owners that come in and adopt them. So, like, in the wild, lions kill their own young all the time.
Yeah.
It's like a very,
We're not
very
talking
common
about
thing.
lions.
No, but
Yeah,
We're
so
talking about dogs.
but I'm
who
saying
descend
dog-
from wolves who live in packs.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about this?
No, you're correct. I'm
Okay.
saying as an example, there's plenty of things in nature
But
that
why are
will
we
tell
talking
you
about
that
things in
animals
nature,
don't have the same love.
That's moving
Uh,
the goalposts. We're not talking about things in nature. We're talking about dogs.
Okay.
Dog mothers will sometimes kill some of the weak young by just neglecting them if they don't think they can survive.
And dog siblings.
Dog siblings will sometimes kill each other.
Dog siblings will sometimes kill each other by taking all
Okay,
the food
humans
and not
sometimes
letting
kill
the runt
dogs.
eat.
Now, where does that leave us?
It's a fact.
I agree. So humans sometimes kill dogs. Now, where does that leave us?
I don't know.
Nature. That's where it leaves us. It leaves us in nature. What I'm trying to say is y'all justify it because you love your dog, but and then now you're trying to convince me that dogs don't love their siblings and their mothers as much as they would love their owners.
I don't
And
think that
is
they love
one
their
or two things.
I don't think they love their siblings as much as they love their owner sometimes. If it's a good owner.
All right. Stockholm syndrome.
My dog got beat up by its siblings because he was the runt of the litter. And
It's crazy the gymnastics y'all doing.
Yeah.
Just to justify y'all. It's wild, but I respect it. Like I said, I respect it.
No, you're not a hypocrite. You're straight up. You won't do the mental gymnastics. You'll just say it how it is. And it's true. We lie to ourselves to construct our worldview. That's 100% true.
I agree.
But you got to recognize it. Like, it's impossible to be uniform in all your beliefs without some sort of, paradoxical overlap where it doesn't there's not one strain of belief system that doesn't come with any of those paradoxes that you have to jump hoops through.
I think that's the most impactful thing you've ever said on this podcast, and I don't mean I agree. No. Right? I think the pushback I have is you don't ever see me just like anti-posting shit about dogs, talking shit about dogs. I don't ever bring it up.
You're against hypocrisy.
It's always in defense because people think I'm a monster because I don't like dogs. They're like, how could you not? And it's just an argument saying, how could you? It's all it is. I don't care if you want to have a dog. Hey man, go do your thing. Just don't shame me for not liking them niggas. I don't like them. It is what it is.
I'll just give one example right now. Blake is totally and completely passed out in his crate. And he's so relaxed right now and he's chilling because he's completely comfortable and he feels safe and secure and he's not anxious. And if he was in the wild right now, in the woods somewhere running around, he would be on high alert. He would never know the beauty of a good night's sleep. He'd always be worried about some snake coming up to bite him, some spider coming to land on his little cute nose.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be worried about other dogs coming by, messing with his shit, stealing his food. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's happy and he's secure and he's peaceful and he's very cute.
Ron DeSantis.
I gotta say, Anatolian Shepherds are pretty badass. And yeah, you gotta start running with that dog every day.
I take him to the park.
If it has a little livestock dog in him, he's gonna be wanting to patrol vast swaths of land.
Vast swaths. Yeah. He will patrol. He will patrol my mansion.
Yes.
A vast swath of wood cement.
Your rolling hills.
The rolling hills of the basement and the steps going up to the first floor. Anyways, he's a great dog and I love him. And that's all I have to say about that.
No, I love that you're happy, my brother. I truly and honestly do. Please do that at me. I do not care about your dog takes. You're not going to change my mind.
Okay.
I'm an asshole. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people that will undoubtedly hear this and at me say, you're that, you're stupid. I don't care. Could not care less. You're wasting your time and your thumb.
It's actually hilarious because probably each of us on this show fight some sort of war in our mentions after every show. And it's funny because we each have different ones.
We don't. PFT fights no wars in his mention, and it fucking baffles me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true.
What wars?
We all keep our wars secret for each other.
Yeah, I fight wars all the time.
Let me hear him. For your takes?
Yeah. People that don't think that the Commanders are good.
That's what I'm saying. Sports takes. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, nothing other than sports takes.
I get people calling me short all day long.
Again, jokes. Again, it's different. Go to Billy's mentions.
Oh, they're bad.
Yeah, go to my mentions after.
Billy does fight some wars.
Billy does fight some wars.
I get into it every day.
Yeah.
Billy Hot Takes has got himself in a boy who cried wolf scenario, where he says incorrect shit so often that when he's actually scientifically 100% verifiably correct on something, the rest of the podcast no longer believes him. Hashtag the ocean is not blue. I just was reading that. I didn't know that was going to end up being actually kind of nice at the end.
That was whatever. A compliment, kind of.
Yeah. Oh no, here's a bad one. I don't know.
This is also This is also what I noticed, bro. If you have a podcast for years, I mean, like we just spitball, we just talk a whole bunch of shit, and like we're just like, haphazardly bounce around subjects. It's so hard to be correct about everything.
Yeah.
That it's there's no way you can be. Like imagine just being the perfect human. not even the perfect. Just this. Oh, that actually reminded me. Fuck that tangent. Listen to this. There's a dude that implemented Google in his head or the internet in his head. So that Neuralink shit,
I saw
Elon Musk,
that, yeah.
he did that shit. And so some dude was interviewing him. Sorry for the pivot there, but it
No,
was fascinating.
this is crazy.
So this dude, he's interviewing him. He's like, "What's the population of some like small town in some random country?" And the dude, he just like thinks for like 2 seconds, and he says the exact population. And so he's like, "Did you just Google that?" He goes, "Yeah." And so it's in his head.
What's it connected to?
He has like an earpiece or something.
Yeah, it's like an earpiece like connected to his head. It's wild. Like,
Do we really want this?
No.
Well, I could really.
That's not
use
that
it.
crucial to me. I don't know. It's wild.
I could. Really
I don't
use
want.
it.
I don't want this. I don't want this. Like it's time that we stand up and we say like, hey, all this Black Mirror shit that you're trying to do, like nobody actually wants it. I know you think it's the future. People don't want this shit.
But if we
I
don't
don't
do
know,
it,
see-
someone else will. Did you
And
guys
that's
No,
watch
they won't
Oppenheimer?
because they don't want it either.
Did you guys watch Oppenheimer
know.
over the weekend?
I did. Yeah, you're back on A-bomb takes.
Yeah.
I watched Barbie.
I actually think that getting the chip implanted in our brains is going to lead to the downfall of men
No,
in
it's
society.
it's our next way to evolve.
No, we're not going to be as hardcore. The countries that don't get
do agree with
Neuralink
this.
embedded in their heads are going to be at a competitive advantage when it comes to masculine activities,
Yeah. Like being
Like-
right.
like Chechens.
I still stand by my take. We have become a softer society post bomb.
Okay.
Yeah, talk
Noted.
that shit. Talk that shit, Billy.
Still
Noted.
holding
We're
down.
not gonna get
Oppenheimer
another
proved my
20-minute
point.
debate about this one.
Okay. Yeah, because
We're
we're
not gonna
soft.
do it.
Because we're soft.
Tell
We
you
don't
what.
just fight each other.
Tell you what, we're supposed to do voicemails, so let's do voicemails right now, okay?
You said that we were going to make this show short, and it's been 50 minutes, and we haven't done the thing that we were supposed to do.
Okay, we're gonna do voicemails right now, and they're brought to you by Sport Clips. In life, two is always better. A double play is always more exciting than a single play. An encore always better than the band leaving early. And at Sport Clips Haircuts, you can now get twice the relaxation during the Ultimate MVP Relax and Repeat event. For a limited time, the Ultimate MVP experience costs the same as the MVP. That's right, the same. That means for the month of July, you get double the massaging to hair time, and you get the sudsy satisfaction and double the hot steam towel. Or you can cool it down, try the chilled towel. It's a refreshing, heat-beating alternative. It's available all months long. The Ultimate Relax and Repeat event is everything you love about the MVP, just more of it. So double that relaxation, all for the price of having it once. Sport Clips, it's a game changer. At participating locations, offer ends July 31st, 2023. Shout out Sport Clips, the best place for a guy or a girl to get your haircut. All right, you guys want to do some voicemails?
Hey, Macrodosing crew, this is Tom from Pittsburgh. I wanted to talk about something that's going on in sports recently, and pretty much, with the PGA and the Saudis buying and merging with the PGA, and just seeing how that was going to work with the rest of sports, especially after Dan Snyder just sold his team for $5 billion. So what I was wondering is if there's any chance that the NFL can turn into a socialist league and start selling some of their ownership into the states and cities that they own, so that in 10 years the most of the NFL teams aren't owned by Middle Eastern companies, and hopefully that they can avoid everything that we have there. So just wonder what your thoughts are. That little puppy Blake is the best person on the podcast. Bye.
Is this like too close to what we were just talking about, or is it like on?
That was a different
right on.
question.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah, it's the added wrinkle of, can they tap into their city and states money so the city and states take over the actual teams themselves?
Is he talking
I think
about?
he's talking about like diversifying ownership so that the Saudis can't come and buy it. But it's operating off the premise that one, they want to, and two, that they could.
Are they nationalizing sports teams? This is
Well,
like,
the Packers already do it, kind of.
like
Yeah,
when
what if-
Fidel Castro nationalized private property?
Like, what if the state of Florida nationalized the Miami Heat?
That's
Or
like
statedized.
that's
I don't know what that
that's
word
pretty that's pretty un-American.
Yeah, I don't. There's not a chance in hell this happens.
But it
Yes,
also
it's
just
true.
wouldn't happen because it's not like the government can't do that. The people who own it would have to, and they would never do that.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to give up any equity.
Mhm.
I think it's probably going to happen with some sports league in the next 10 years. I think there's going to be like a trial case of it. They're going to test it out. I don't know what sports team or sports league is most likely for this to happen next to. It might be the NBA, might be I don't know, maybe the NHL.
So explain what you mean when you say that.
So I mean, at some point in the next 10 years, I think there will be a foreign investment fund like from Qatar or Saudi Arabia that has a shitload of money tied up in oil and gas and has basically unlimited wealth. When we talk about like Jeff Bezos being one of the richest guys in the world, I actually think that the Saudi government, given the vast reserves of oil and gasoline that they have, or natural gas, excuse me, oil and natural gas that they have, I think that they're much richer than Jeff Bezos. So they are a big bank in any situation. So they can outspend any American billionaire, like a casual billionaire that owns a sports team. They can outspend them if they wanted to and try to get big superstars overseas. They've tried it a couple times already with some, varying degrees of success with FIFA or soccer teams and with the Live PGA thing. I'm just saying at some point in the next 10 years, they're going to try it with an American sports league of some sort. They're going to make an attempt at it.
Okay, when you said I think this is going to happen, I thought you were referring to like the government thing.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
but
we talked about
what
it
I do think
beginning.
is going to be an interesting conversation is that we're running out of billionaires in America to buy American sports teams. So the Commanders just sold for $6.05 billion. There's only a handful of people in the United States that can afford to buy that team. And a lot of those guys are girls. I think there's a couple female owners. A lot of these people already own their sports teams. So you're running out of a small pool of candidates already that's getting smaller every time a team is sold. So as they continue to increase in price, there's going to be fewer and fewer people in the United States that have the desire to buy them, that can afford to buy them. So they're either going to have to make a decision where they allow bigger groups of investors to pool together their money and buy, which for a long time, the NFL, you could only have so many people in the ownership group. There was a rule against it. They kind of tweaked it a little bit with the Josh Harris purchase, but you're either going to have to do that and allow bigger pools of investors, or you're going to have to start changing the rules and saying we will take overseas money and state-run investment firms like the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia right now currently cannot bid on an NFL team. It's against the rules. But as we run out of more people that can do it here in the United States, they might have to start relaxing some of those rules. So there's going to be, because what's the alternative to that? They just allow the teams to sell for less money? They're not going to do that. They would much rather have Mohammed bin Salman come in and pay like $10 billion for the Las Vegas Raiders. They'd rather have that happen than to have Guy Fieri try to buy him for like $2 billion, you know?
Yeah. They'll probably just expand the ownership group membership so more people can pool their money.
That's probably what
Because I
they'll
think
do.
the NFL is probably the most nationalist, like capitalist nationalist group of ownership. I mean, the NBA is basically pay to play. China's going to get way too involved in the future. You could we even talked about live basketball, and the NBA is already pay to play. The NFL, I think the ownership has way more power, and I think they are all just way more nationalist than any other ownership group.
I think China stands a better chance of starting to pick off big players than Saudi Arabia does just yet.
Yeah, I was.
But once Saudi Arabia gets in the game, then it's a game changer. But in the immediate future, I feel like China has a better chance of overpaying for like a number two on a team.
They already are,
or like some superstar at the end of their career.
Yeah, I mean,
get Bronny and LeBron to go play over in Shanghai. The Sharks.
Dwight Howard's trying to recruit guys right now. He's in Taiwan though, right?
Yeah, different country.
Different country. Big
money. Not John Cena.
Is that our official stance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've granted.
Yep.
I've granted. What's the word I'm looking for?
Sovereignty. Yeah.
Nice.
I've granted sovereignty to the nation. Let me make my words clear here. The nation of Taiwan.
We're gonna shoot
Not
up
Chinese
the Taiwanese
Taipei.
podcast rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge.
Little League World Series, communist. They call them CT.
They call
Seriously?
them Chinese Taipei. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be an ESPN thing, right?
Probably.
I don't know.
So ESPN's being the cucks to China?
I don't know. All right. Next question.
What up, guys? This is Mike from Maryland coming to you live from my house in Maryland. Anyway, my question for you guys is this. If you could have the ability of any animal, what animal would you pick and what ability? So, for example, you could camouflage like a chameleon or have the hoppiness of a frog. I didn't really think that last one through. But anyway, thanks, guys. Love the pod. PFT, Arian, Mad Doggy Dog, Bill, Big T. I'll hang up and listen.
I think
I feel
this
like
is
Billy's got an answer on deck for this.
Ant.
ant what?
Ant. The strength of an
50 times
ant.
their weight.
Yeah, I
50
know
times
there's
their weight.
Ant-Man, but like ants are insane for their size. Like if I was an ant, like if I had ant strength, I could like pick up this building. Not really. Maybe just like
Yeah, no, it's 50 times, right?
Yeah, yeah.
50 times your weight. I think.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, that was a good take, Billy. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they can lift like 50 times their weight.
I
think
think
it's
it's
50
it's
man.
pretty easy. It's cheetah speed because you'd be mega rich.
Yeah. Although,
I
would
just
you?
imagine Big T just taking off on niggas 60
Yeah.
miles an hour,
I
dog?
mean-
That shit would be fire.
Yeah, you'd be the best sprinter to ever live.
You know, but you'd be
Yeah.
sprinters don't make that much money.
Usain Bolt
I-
does.
Usain
I
Bolt
think
does
if you're at the
best
top of the
best
game,
in the
if-
world,
Yeah, if you're
though.
the
If you can
best.
run 60 miles per hour, you can probably make a shitload of money sprint. Now, Big T, if you had the speed of a cheetah, you could run like 65 miles per hour. You're your same size that you are right now. Would you become a professional sprinter, or would you?
So I was
play
going to say
different
you
sport?
could play football too.
Which
might
would
be
you
too
rather do?
fast. You might be too fast.
I
gotta be a
mean,
receiver, right? You gotta
sprinting
be a receiver.
obviously doesn't have the toll on your body that playing
But
football
hold on.
does.
Say, okay, now speed is different than agility. So if it's just you and you just get the speed, I'm not too confident in your ickies once you get the ball though.
I mean,
Yeah.
why can't we run so center quarterback, me, the other 8 people are in front of me out in the flat. You just throw me the ball, I have an entire line in front of me and we go.
Yeah, but you're only
you ain't
as
gonna be able
slow
to
as your
go until
line.
they.
I guess, yeah, speed doesn't actually help you there at all, really, in that
No.
situation.
I would put.
I
I would
think your
bracket
best
a
bet is
safety over
track.
top.
Yeah, or you just there like 1,000%.
Okay, I'm just being a sprinter. You're Usain
Yeah.
Bolt. What's Usain Bolt's career
Well,
earnings?
how would you get cheetah's agility too?
Well,
Because cheetahs are pretty
cheetahs are
agile.
They're pretty agile, but they're not
yeah, absolutely.
that great at cornering, are they? They're like straight line. They're DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
No, they can bounce. No, they
No,
can bounce.
but
They-
you
they
need a
can change
tail
direction.
too. You need a tail. So I think you'd also need the tail.
Usain Bolt has a net worth of
Whoa.
90 million. I'm content there. We
good?
can
You
we
good
can
there?
work with that.
No, but didn't he get his money stolen recently?
I have no idea. That has
But that
nothing to do
doesn't-
with how much he earned.
Yeah,
And
but
that also doesn't have to do with how fast he is.
yeah, didn't he?
Why didn't you just run away?
T.
I'd love to try to get mugged if I could run 60 miles an hour.
God, bro.
Dude, I
No,
don't.
okay, wait.
Run away.
I want to go back though. Big T, if you could run 65 miles per hour, do you think that people would like to watch you compete in races against people that could only go like 25
I
miles
think
an hour, like the
we'd
current
start
speed?
some debates.
I think
Yeah, we would. We would. Is Big T bad for sprinting?
Yeah.
they would
You
make
might-
you
you
race
might get
robot
banned.
people.
I would have a good time watching you, but I'm not sure everybody would.
I'd like watching it
That's
once.
the nature of the game. When
That's
I'd
you
like
right.
change
watching it once, and then
Facts.
why would you ever go back? Why would anybody ever attend a sprinting competition ever again if Big T's out there running 5 times faster?
They'd be like,
And it's-
they shouldn't allow tranimals to compete with men.
Oh, God.
I'm not
Don't
not
engage.
sure.
That would be
I'm
the
not sure
debate.
that was-
He'd be called a
I'm not sure that
tranimal.
was- See, that's I don't
You just
think so.
wanted to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but like,
feels
what-
really dirty coming out of your mouth.
What? That he's half man, half animal?
Yeah,
But that's
it's
not. It's just
denoting-
you're gaining a trait from an animal.
Yeah, but that's Okay, it
But
was
he's
right
not
there.
actually part cheetah.
So you would be
Yeah,
a
that was
bant
bad.
then. You would be a Billy Ant.
Yes, I'd be. And I'd freaking destroy every weightlifting competition.
The fire part would be that what do old cheetahs run? You know what I'm saying? They probably still in the 30, 40 mile an hour range, like old ass cheetahs. So like you be old as fuck, still dusting everybody off. That should be fire.
Okay. So I want that. I want to be better, definitely the best, but not 4 times better. I want to be an old cheetah's speed.
Are you seeing?
Want to be as fast as the slowest cheetah.
Maybe a cheetah in the 15th percentile.
It's why Mr. Incredible wouldn't let Dash go out for. Well, Mr. Incredible is Elastigirl wouldn't let Dash go out for sports because he was just so much better than everybody. He said, "I'll only win by a little bit." That's what he kept saying. Fire.
Being 30 miles per hour, I think, would be the perfect speed for a human, where you'd be good enough where everyone would be like.
No, you'd be the best. You'd be the fastest human ever walked.
It would be like
insane.
It would be your speed would still apply to sports. Like you wouldn't be too fast to catch a football where a quarterback couldn't throw it far enough.
Usain Bolt runs 27 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So whatever cheetah runs like 32, that's where I want to be.
Mm-hmm. Uncatchable in the open field.
There's some.
It would be so good though watching Big T in his first football game with the newfound speed, where they weren't game planning for you at all, and you just line up and they give you the ball and then you just like dust everyone, and everyone in the field just like stops and puts their hands on their heads like, what did we all just see?
It's the Big T.
And everyone in the crowd start to cry because they've just witnessed greatness.
How injury prone would you be? Cheetahs are pretty injury prone.
I mean, again, not many injuries in sprinting.
Right.
Hamstrings.
You know what's crazy? Prey animals are always faster than predators, except in the case of cheetahs, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
They're more agile. Like prey animals, if you're not fast, you die. If you can't outrun like a lion, you die.
Well, a lot of Cape buffaloes, they're not as fast as lions, right?
Right, but they kill lions.
They got horns, yeah.
Cape buffalo are some of the nastiest dudes out there.
Underrated animal.
Yeah, killed a lot of hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they vote democratically on which direction the herd should go.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were I just did a speed time distance calculator. If you were to run 100 meters at 30 miles an hour, your time would be 7.4.
Wow. Perfect.
You'd run 7.4. That's bro. 2 seconds. Like that's crazy.
Wait, it would probably be more around like 8.5 because I'd be starting from a stop.
Whoa, this is Big T. Wow, you're lifting shit.
No, I was saying 30 miles per hour would be my preferred speed.
Big T said 32.
But you're an ant. You're the band. We're talking about Big T, bro.
Yeah. So no, I mean cheetahs have an awesome start.
Yeah.
Fast twitch as fuck.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it would probably be like 7.6 or something like that.
Yeah. Salamander regrow limbs would be pretty cool. Just for a party trick, you just chop off.
They made a whole movie about it. Spider-Man movie about that. Nigga.
Regrow your limbs.
Turn into a villain.
Chop off my dick.
Yo, watch
this. Hope it grows back bigger this time. It's like shaving. The more you cut your dick off, the bigger it gets. Oh man, my dick's coarse as shit now.
Here's a wild take. You know, sometimes I'll be watching porn, right? Sometimes I'll be like, I don't want my shit that big. That's crazy big. Like, I think it could be too big, bro.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying for years. This is unrealistic.
I'm happy with my size, but I'm saying, like, in general, like, it'd be like them. You should start getting like 9, 10, 11. That shit's crazy, dog.
It's like a forearm.
That's crazy. That's not even. I don't get too grotesque. You're right. Let me stop.
I agree with you though. Go off.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, once you start getting to that, it's like I'm sure. I mean, I'm not a woman, but I don't know. They would enjoy all of that. You know what I'm saying? So a certain amount of finesse has to come into play.
Getting stabbed.
Not thinking about also like oral is like one of my favorite things.
What are we doing?
Yo, dude, what are we doing? Are you getting this horned up?
Talking about sex
on a Monday morning?
Wait, are you talking about giving or receiving?
I was talking about receiving.
Yeah. No shit, Arian. Way to go out on a limb.
That's like when he said, "I have a hot take." When we were doing the French
Oral's
fry
awesome.
rankings, they said, "Hear me out."
Yo,
I'm McDonald's
I love
number one.
bomb ass head. Call me Sloppenheimer.
Yo, is that your joke?
Yo, I was
No.
watching.
it is not his
I was
joke.
watching.
I was like,
Yo,
that shit was funny.
I was
dog.
in the theater with my girl watching Oppenheimer. Made it Sloppenheimer.
That's a
Kevin,
funny
you
fucking
didn't say
joke.
that. Someone on TikTok did.
They did.
Yeah, that's not your.
Are you pretending to
I
have
don't
made
know.
this
My
up?
This
buddy
is
said
not
it. My
an
buddy.
original
I actually
thought.
went to Oppenheimer with my buddy, and he said it, and I was like, "That's
Okay,
really
well then I
funny.
sure hope you didn't make it up.
Yeah, no,
You got
I
some Sloppenheimer from your dog.
no, but it was just
Okay.
we just were like, we gotta see. We almost. So thank God. So it was really funny. There's one theater on like 160th Street in the Bronx that was the only place in the tri-state area almost that you could see Oppenheimer, where there was seats open, and like no one bought seats there. And it was like, why? Like, what's going on in that theater where it's like literally the only place that people weren't buying seats? But then we ended up finding some stuff. But yeah, Oppenheimer was pretty dope.
Okay.
Yeah. We should make a quote card that's just I've got a controversial take, or this might be controversial, but I love getting oral sex. Arian Foster.
Hot take, man.
Hot take. All right.
Wait,
next question.
Now,
Yeah,
where
now
was
what
that
was the
going though?
I don't remember.
Arian just like
Because we cut him off.
Yeah,
dude's
now I'm
dicks
just,
are
now
too
just
big.
now I'm just sound horny as fuck.
Well, yeah.
Oh, wait, I don't know.
We're talking about dicks being too big.
Yeah, oh, that's where it came. That's where it came. Because we was talking
Pause.
about regrowing limbs if you were a salamander, and I was like, and he said if you cut it off every time it get bigger and bigger, and I was like, maybe too big is not good though. You know what I'm saying? That have to be the last cut at some point.
Yeah, I'm done cutting my dick off. It's the last time. I would want to have the brain of my puppy Blake, because he gets to live in such a comfortable environment with people that love him, and then he loves everyone, and everyone loves him, and he's happy and he's sleepy and he's comfortable and he's cute and adorable.
echolocation.
You already
can't
picked
have
You
two
already
one.
picked one.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm just. There's cool ones.
Do you think echolocation is worth it when you have eyes?
Yeah, that's kind of like
No, there's actually there's a blind person who clicks and can do echolocation. I don't know how he does it, but like his senses have become
That's what-
right because
that's-
he needs it.
That's what
Yeah.
You don't.
Like,
That's what they have those sticks for. They tap and they can tell how far things away from. It's not just
Yeah.
one blind person. Like when one of your senses is dulled, the other one's in heightened because that's all you have.
Also, they play. Have you ever seen visually impaired baseball?
no.
I have seen a video of that. Yeah.
totally
So,
gonna Google it
they
later.
also do it with soccer, where there's like a beeping device inside the ball. So as it's pitched to you, and they do generally pretty slow pitch, obviously, but as the ball is coming at you, you can hear the beeps getting closer, and then you try to time your swing or try to get the ball with your foot.
That's fire.
Yeah, I would dominate that league
Yeah.
gills,
if I could see.
That's lit.
Gills, yeah.
swim.
Mine
to
would
work.
be just standard, like an eagle or something. Whatever flies. I want to fly. Whatever flies.
Oh, so this is crazy. Billy brought up gills. I don't know if you guys have seen, I forget what movie it's in. I was doing a lot of YouTube searches about that submersible that sank, because for whatever reason I'm fascinated with it. Did you know that we have invented liquid that humans can breathe?
Oh yeah,
So there's like oxygen-rich water or some sort of liquid that a human, and they've done this with humans already. They do it with rats all the time, but a human has done it too. They put an airtight helmet on their head, then they fill it up with this liquid, and their face and head is surrounded by this liquid, and then they start breathing it in through their nose and their mouth, and they can breathe underwater or under liquid.
that's how babies breathe in the womb. If you took a
Is it?
baby, yeah, the M. Let me look that up.
Amniotic fluid.
Yeah, wait.
Perfluorohexane. A fluorocarbon called perfluorohexane has both enough oxygen and carbon dioxide with enough space between the molecules that animals submerged in the liquid can still breathe normally.
They do it to rats.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a rat just stuffed into it, and I was like, "Is that thing gonna drown?" And it didn't.
Yeah, so there's actually a movie. I think it was a James Cameron movie called The Abyss. And in The Abyss, they put a rat in this tank of water or fluid. And the rat starts panicking and then it starts breathing. And it's like, oh, holy shit, I can breathe under here. That rat was actually breathing that liquid. It's a real scene.
Well, here's what I don't understand. Because it's still fluid, right? And if our receptors have one way in, one way out, wouldn't our lungs get filled up with water as we take a breath? Or wouldn't we swallow the water?
I don't know enough about how this stuff works, but you can watch. It's on YouTube. Look up classified breathing fluid, The Abyss, 1989, and they put a rat in the water, and the rat starts to panic, and as it fills up, it's like trying to find its way out. And at the moment when it would drown, if it was real water, it starts breathing, and it's fine, and it's a real thing that exists.
I hate those rat traps that just basically drown rats. I think that's really fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, we care about rats now.
Yeah, but just like, I guess humans and rats have a very, very bad relationship throughout history. Black Plague and stuff.
Yeah.
So
we've
I
had
feel like
our differences.
so I feel like we really don't like each other. But
Yeah.
rats are actually some of the most domesticated animals on Earth because they have more generations of domestication than like dogs, or because of their breeding cycle. So
Yep.
so like a lab rat is way more domesticated than any dog, horse, cattle, pig.
So I don't know if this is true, but the first comment on this video, which is a wild fucking video, PFT says they used 5 different rats, all but one was fine. It's true they don't drown, but one did suffer. The one that did suffer was so distressed that it had a cardiac arrest. So he was so panicked about drowning, this nigga had a heart attack. That's crazy.
Okay, so I'm reading this comment right now, and then James Cameron apparently used chest compressions to bring the rat back to life. He kept it as a pet for a full year.
That's crazy.
Wait, James Cameron gave CPR to one of the rats?
Yeah, the rat
Jeez.
that died because it had a heart attack.
Wow.
Wow.
I know dog
Yeah.
CPR.
Anybody else have an animal that a trait of an animal they would want?
I'd like to be like a chameleon, and you can be invisible, and then you can eavesdrop better.
You just be
Chameleons can't
you
be
just be
invisible, yeah.
lurking on people?
Yeah,
Just be a wallflower?
yeah. I really think about, like, I would like to hear more people's conversations.
You like walk into a room, but you like purposely bring like flour just to throw at the wall to make sure that Mad Dog isn't camouflaged into the wall.
Yeah.
Like, got her.
Yeah, no, I think that, like, some sort of invisibility. I just really like hearing other people's conversations.
You should try podcasting.
I should.
Try some podcasts.
Or listening to
Yeah,
podcasts?
try listening.
I do love podcasts.
No, I do too.
All right. We have any other questions?
Hey, this is Matt from Omaha. Just wanted to give a shout out to you guys. First of all, I'll tell you thank you for doing what you're doing, keeping me insane at the same time. So my question for you guys today is if you changed your career, and let's say you could go back 10 years and you could pick a different career, what would it be? Would Arian choose something other than football? Would PFT be a pilot? Billy doing construction? I don't know. Interested to see what you guys got. I was thinking about it today because I went through a career change and I didn't expect to be where I'm at. So just figured I'd see what you guys thought. Stay beautiful, stay handsome. Everybody have a good day.
Right now in this junction of my life, I would 1,000% be a golfer. If I could do it all over again, I would golf. I would just focus on golf all day, every day. Amazing. And I'd be a great.
I thought
That's a
for a
good
long
answer.
time I was going to be a lawyer, and then I decided I didn't want to go to more school, and did this. Which
I think
is,
lawyers, for the most part, will tell you you don't want to be a lawyer.
the ones I know, yes. You could. I also thought I was gonna go to law school and then become a sports agent. Because a lot of those guys have law degrees.
That'd be fun. I think, pilot would be fun. I think I could. So I bought a new joystick and throttle system, and I got it right before I got Blake, and I realized, oh yeah, with a puppy, you don't really have that much time to play. Like, I don't have hours to spend on a flight simulator right now. So it's just kind of sitting here. But I have convinced myself, because it's a real joystick and throttle system that like an A-10 uses, the tank killer, the Thunderbolt. And so I've convinced myself I could fly a Thunderbolt if for whatever reason I found myself teleported to that cockpit. I think it'd be so fun to be a pilot. What else would I want to be?
Have you ever flown a plane, like a real plane?
No, I have no desire to. I'm scared of heights.
That's wild.
Yeah, but I want to get into some actual world-class simulators. Like, I want to get in a 747 or 737 simulator that they use to train airline pilots. I want to see if I could actually fly one, because I think I could definitely fly it. I don't know if I could take off or land. There's some guys that have some troubling history with that too. But
you know it'd be hilarious. Ender's Game style, they put you in a cockpit and you think it's a simulator, but you're really actually flying a real plane.
I think I could land one. I really do. So if anybody out there has access to an airline flight simulator that's in the Midwest somewhere, I would love to hop in one of those. Being a pilot.
When you say you're
so
scared of heights, do you mean like so you can't like do roller coasters and shit like that?
I hate roller coasters. I mean, I still do them sometimes, and I can do a roller coaster usually, but I hate the ones where you're like sitting in a chair in a circle and just slowly lifts you up into the sky, the drop towers, and then they drop you. I can't do those. No, fuck that. I did that one time at King's Dominion down in Virginia, and I got to the top and I started having a panic attack, and I had to just close my eyes because my body wanted to like wiggle because I was having this like internal struggle. I was like, just close your eyes and breathe, and then you'll be back on the ground soon. You cannot freak out right now because this is very, very dangerous if you were trying to slip out.
Was it fun though when you went down? Was it fun at all?
No, I hated it.
I just
my hands are sweating right now just talking about it.
I went to Disney World with my kids this last week. We had a little family vacation, and we did that one. And I found out that I'm just like, I love fucking roller coasters, dog. Like, I love them. They're amazing. I had all the dope ones. The Jurassic Park one was dope as fuck, but I think my favorite one was the Harry Potter jump. Harry Potter at Disney World got this roller coaster that's the most unique thing I've ever had. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody who hasn't, but it's the most unique ride I've ever been on. It's fire. But anyway,
let's do one more question, and it's going to be brought to you by Factor. Now that we're in the thick of summer, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support sunny, active days. Tell you what, the whole gang we're getting NFL kickoff abs. We're getting in great shape. We're enjoying the summer. We're going to look fly in some beach pictures in August. And we're using Factor. It's the ready-to-eat meal kit. It can help you fuel up with fast, flavorful, and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. That way you save time, you eat well, and you stay on track reaching your goals. If you're too busy with summer plans to cook, maybe you got a puppy, maybe you're not able to cook, maybe you're a new parent, but you want to make sure that you're still eating well, Factor is the easiest way to do that. You can skip the extra trip to the grocery store. You skip the chopping, prepping, and the cleaning up. That's the worst part, is cleaning up after a meal. Even if you have the time to make yourself a great world-class meal, going to be a lot of dishes, going to be a lot of pots and pans that you have to put away. Well, with Factor, you skip all that while still getting the flavor and the nutritional quality that you need. They're fresh. They're never frozen. That's the difference with Factor. They're fresh, never frozen meals, and they're ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is you heat, you enjoy, then you get back outside, soak up the warm weather. And with Factor, you can rest assured that you're making a sustainable choice. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions, and they source 100% renewable electricity for production sites and offices. They feature sustainably sourced seafood in their meals. This July, get Factor. Enjoy eating well without the hassle. I love Factor. It's actually very, very good food. I love that it's delivered to you fresh. That's the key difference for me with Factor. There's a lot of meal prep services, a lot of meal delivery services, and they send you stuff that's frozen. You stick them in your freezer, you put them in the microwave, and you eat them. It doesn't feel the same. It's a good quality meal, fresh, never frozen. Head to factormeals.com/dosing50 and use dosing50 to get 50% off. That's code dosing50 at factormeals.com/dosing50 and you get 50% off your Factor Meals. All right, let's do one last question.
I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, by the way.
Oh, Billy. Okay, yeah. If you could go back and do it all over again.
I aquatically think I could do it.
What does that mean?
I'm a human fish.
So you get it swimming is what you're saying?
Yeah. It was probably I should have been a swimmer. It was my best sport, but I thought it was stupid and wanted to play basketball.
There's some other stuff that goes into being a Navy SEAL besides just being a good swimmer.
Yeah, I know. But I like.
Do you think you could mentally handle like being SEAL Team 6?
I think if you caught me right after high school when I was like super disciplined before
you could be, like,
the
indoctrinated with
podcast,
it?
before the podcast life hit me.
Yeah.
That was my plan. If I didn't get recruited for football, I was going to try to be a Navy SEAL.
When you were super disciplined.
Yeah. No, I used to be, dude. I used to be waking up 6 a.m. like 4:30 doing workouts before high school, and basically I got on Pardon My Take and just was a weird whirlwind.
I do feel like high school.
Pardon My Take took Billy from the path of a Navy SEAL to
this. So
showing up at 12:30 today for a 12 o'clock show.
It's my fault.
When
It's
you're
my
moving,
fault.
when you're moving,
It's a
when
joke,
you're moving,
Billy.
when you're moving, and you
moving.
guys have some stuff happen, like back.
Okay, I apologize, Billy. It was a joke.
It's Billy does blame me for making this nation less safe
Yeah.
because he's not a Navy SEAL.
Yep.
So if anything bad goes down, you know whose fault it is. It's for me for teaching Billy the way of the podcast, where he could be out there defending all of our freedoms.
I was able to swim 50 meters underwater.
Okay.
In like my sophomore year of high school.
That's
And
awesome.
I could do the push up and sit up and pull up requirement. But I know there's so much more that
there's
goes
a lot
into
more
it.
that goes into
Yeah,
Bud's
you're
training than
confident,
just that.
but
You're confident.
I was like trying to do it.
I wish.
Bud's training is filled with guys like Billy that wash out on the first day.
Yeah.
I think that I go hardo. You can ask a lot of people who played football.
I know you get into
I went so hardo. I'm easily
get into berserker
indoctrinated.
mode.
I'm easily indoctrinated and would absolutely be
Yeah.
like reading the dogma by day one.
Can we actually get Billy into Bud's training?
That'd be awesome.
I would
Billy,
have to get in some better shape.
No.
But just throwing me in right now. But if you gave me like, it would be fun though. I'd absolutely love to do it. I have like a couple of my teammates who are actually like training for special forces after college.
tell me if you can do all these. These are, I believe, this is all day one. 1,000-meter swim with fins
Easy.
in 20 minutes.
With fins, dude? Easy.
Okay. 70 push-ups.
Easy.
60 curl-ups.
Yep.
10 pull-ups.
Yep.
And a 4-mile run in 31 minutes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So
think I
that's
could do that right
the
now.
first day.
Yeah.
4-mile run in 30 minutes. So what is that? Like a
8-minute mile.
and a
Dude,
half.
I did
7.5 minute mile.
Dude, I did 2 miles this morning in 14 minutes
Okay.
with my dog, and he was pooping sometimes.
I think Billy could do all those right now, but I also think on day one of Bud's training, they probably have you're wearing boots, pants, usually some sort of backpack. It's a little bit more difficult. You're probably swimming
No,
in the
I
ocean.
absolutely know it's super hard. I absolutely know. I'm not like talking shit, and people are gonna be like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But like, if I was like, I don't know. I think a lot of people think I have zero work ethic on here, but
If me and Big Cat never came into Billy's life,
And
he
was
could
like-
be able to do it.
By the way, that 31-minute run was in pants and shoes. I think like boots.
Yeah, boots, yeah.
Each week at SEAL training, you will take a 2 nautical mile, 4,000-yard swim with fins, a 4-mile timed run in boots and pants, and perform an obstacle course, all regardless of the phase of training. You also take many other test-specific.
it would.
And they also don't let you sleep.
Training camp for that. I don't sleep now.
They give you like the perfect amount of sleep to not even have it be worth it, to like make it worse that you slept.
Also, you like live in a nice air-conditioned apartment and have a nice
Yeah.
bed.
Okay. Of course. Okay. I'm like, there was a time and a place in my life that sliding doors moment I could be Chris Cow. I like to think it's very stupid, but yeah.
Sounds like Billy took the
All right.
easy way out.
All right, last question.
Okay. I hope to one day have the confidence that Billy has.
So that's how I ended up here.
Facts though.
What's going on, Macrodosing? This is Charlie calling from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. My question today is, if you guys could take any two sports and collab them together, what would they be? I've been seeing lots of clips on the internet of tennis mixed with baseball. That looks really fun. So yeah, just wondering what you guys would like to mash up, collab together. Stay beautiful, stay handsome. Thanks.
Taser boxing.
What did he say? Can you repeat it?
If you had to combine two sports, what would you combine?
Also, Billy, that's not two sports.
Also,
that's
taser
just
isn't a
boxing,
sport.
Boxing and getting shot.
No, I saw a video like out of like Angola that these dudes strapped tasers to their boxing gloves and they just tased each other while fighting in a boxing ring. And I
That's
was
still
like,
not a sport, though.
It's to me.
I would combine football and car racing. So everyone's
Rocket
in the
League.
car.
I was
Rocket
gonna.
League.
So you're Rocket League, but American football.
I've never seen Rocket League. I don't know what that is, but the offensive line would be like dump trucks and cement mixers. Defensive line would be like, garbage trucks and shit. Quarterback would probably be, what's a good car for a quarterback? We should actually do this. Make a list of football positions, but if they were cars.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Lambo,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Bentley.
Lambo.
Pickup truck
Ford
probably has a
F-150.
fullback or a Chevy
Chevy
Silverado.
Silverado.
And then you get like a Bugatti at running back, Lamborghini at wide receiver.
What the hell's the quarterback?
Yeah, Lambo should be a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And
It depends on what
Quarterback.
kind of quarterback it is. I think if you have a
And-
pocket QB, you get him one of those nice like Mercedes SUVs.
I was gonna say
like
Mercedes.
Mom Jones. Yeah, like a Bentley. But there are some running quarterbacks where you want something a little sleeker. Yeah, maybe like a Tesla or some shit like that.
I think Mercedes is safe for quarterback though, because it's like really nice, but also like dependable.
Oh, I got it. A Range Rover.
Yep.
Okay.
SUV Range Rover for pocket quarterbacks.
It's kind of like a Big Ben
Bulldozer.
Yeah.
for fullback.
No. DT nose tackle.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But PFT, you are describing just a slight variation to one of the most popular video games of the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
It's
Rocket League-
soccer,
and it's-
but
it's
cars.
fun as
Yeah,
shit.
it's
It's soccer.
fucking awesome.
And there's a ball, and you just ram your car into it, and you try to score. It's actually fire. I played it with my nephew. It's actually fire though.
I'm not
That
good.
sounds
I'm
fun.
not good at it, but I have so much fun playing it every time.
Why is it called Rocket League?
Because it's a League of Rockets.
I don't know actually. Why is it called Rocket League? I'm sure there's a reason.
I don't know, but it's sick.
I don't know. It's just car soccer.
Billy, can you do that? That's your assignment. I want you to make a football team out of cars.
Okay. Offense
All right.
and defense?
Offense and defense, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
You can have, for example, like defensive tackles that they can both be bulldozers.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be like every single like offensive line, maybe have tackles be different and then interior line is all one thing.
Tackles would be excavators because they're long.
Okay, yeah, I'd use this.
Yeah. All right,
Maybe
coming up.
coach, too.
Safety. I want to know what your kicker and punter is going to be too.
Smart car.
Something European.
One of those Fiats.
Yeah. All right. Well, good nanodose today, guys. Solid nanodose. We're gonna be back on Thursday. Do we have a topic set for Thursday?
The
Revolutionary War.
I hope it's the Revolutionary War.
Revolutionary War. Revolutionary War on Thursday, and then next week we're gonna pre-record some stuff for next week because it's a great week. So Billy and I will be out of office, and then I think some programming notes here. I think on next Tuesday's show is that going to be Arian and Big T?
It will be.
And I think we also have a guest that we'll put in that also.
That we will.
All right, love it.
Really
love
cool
it. Get
guest.
excited.
Yeah.
Get excited. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you guys.